Wait, what? Rutgers football received its fifth four-star recruit this week? You gotta be f***ing kidding me. Football has done it again. It's almost surreal, and it's almost like I'm kind of living in a dream. Rutgers has landed its fifth four-star recruit this week, and you have to give it up to the guys, Richie and Mike, at the Night Report. They reported that this could be in the works, and it might happen, and it certainly did. Every time you think it's kind of over, but as far as landing elite recruits, and you're thinking, okay, can we this time? Nah, maybe we're kind of done, right? Nope. Greg Schiano and staff deserve tons of credit. Kudos to them, making inroads to the Big North. They land four-star running back out of St. Joe's, John Forster, 5'11", 190. Is he the next Malachi Corley? He can play receiver. He can return kicks. He's got that good size to him. I think it was 247 rated him a 3-star. Rivals has him at a 4-star. But that's okay. We love 3-star running backs because, we had these guys named Kyle Monunga, Isaiah Pacheco, and Ray Rice. I almost wish he was a 3-star, quite frankly, to be honest with you. Nonetheless, once again, not beating out UConn or Boston College, we beat out Tennessee, Penn State, Nebraska, Wisconsin, Illinois, West Virginia. Good job once again by the staff. This is going to be, I talked about this the other day in a previous video, how obviously Rutgers football is improving their recruiting profile, their recruiting footprint, and they're landing elite guys. But they're also building depth. And I don't know if this is something that Greg Schiano kind of came around and learned that he's going to need to do, or this is just part of the natural progression of the process. Because when you look at O-line, building depth. Secondary, building depth. Wide receiver room, building depth. Going to be the best wide receiver room in, 10, 12 years or longer. The running back room now, with John Forster, of course, we got Kyle Monunga, we got Sam, Jashawn Benjamin, Ed Guerrero, Gabe Winovich, Antoine Raymond coming in, Jordan Kinsler, other guys. We are going to have really good depth everywhere. God forbid we should get some injuries, or maybe we kind of want to load manage and rotate guys in and out, keep them fresh. We're in a really strong position. I'm almost just as excited as about our depth as we are the quality of the players that we're getting now. I mean, if you look at the past few years, we had our issues on the offensive line with injuries, quarterback position. We were missing almost our entire linebacking core. If we had some, if we didn't have some of those injuries, could we have had our year that we had last year, the year before, and be even further down the road on our path to being a top half of the league Big Ten team? Nonetheless, with John, it's our 25th commit for the 2025 class. It leads the nation. Again, the rating services, some have us top 5. We were top 5, even before John Forster committed. I think Rivals probably has us around 6 or 7, somewhere around there. Nonetheless, good guy. The 5th best recruit according to Rivals in New Jersey, and 5th best running back in the nation. Didn't have a lot of carries. With St. Joe's, they had some four-star recruits ahead of him, so he didn't get as many carries as he should have. He will get his chance to shine. He could also catch it. By the way, I think that's going to be another trend that you see with Greg Schiano teams, with running backs also being able to catch the ball out of the backfield. Good news. It's almost unbelievable. We have more visits coming up. So who knows what other surprises Greg Schiano and staff might have in store for us. I'm just really happy now that when I'm sitting in section 124 and I'm watching a game, and maybe somebody gets nicked up, maybe somebody isn't having a great game, and you kind of have to throw up your hands and say, okay, what's going to happen here? Now I have confidence in this staff and this team that we're going to be able to plug guys in situational football, whether it's injury, whether it's scheme, play calling, nonetheless, really happy about that. Underrated news and more news. Rutgers athletics doing a great job. Football, top 5, 6, 7, top 10, depending on who you want to listen to. Basketball, obviously, number 2. Wrestling, Intermat has us number 4, our incoming class, number 4 in the country. Well, we have 8 guys in the top 200 recruiting ranks for our incoming class. Penn State, Cornell, number 1, number 2, depending on whose recruiting service you listen to, they may flip positions. I always kind of found it weird that Ivy League school can be really good in wrestling. Princeton also has some pretty good wrestling teams on a semi-regular basis. I think Penn State had 5 guys out of the top 25. Cornell, I think, had 4. We have 8 guys in the top 200 starting off. Pennsylvania guys showed up. Connor Harrad of Montgomery, Pennsylvania, 55-0 this past year, 3rd straight state title, record number of district wins, and I think he's 4th all time in Pennsylvania with 191 wins. His lone loss in the state finals was as a freshman, and if I'm not mistaken, that might have been Damian Hahn's lone loss too as a freshman. It might have been 37-1 if I remember correctly. I'm not quite sure about that. Nonetheless, Connor took a 5th place finish in his freshman year. Other than that, he's been dominant. The number 26 wrestler overall, number 32 wrestler overall, Nate Blanchett out of Massachusetts, New England regional champ, maybe 2 or 3 years running. Apparently, that's a big deal up that way. He's the number 32 recruit. Aiden Smith, number 34 recruit by the way, Nate Blanchett will be wrestling at 174. Aiden Smith, probably wrestling 125, number 34 recruit. He flipped from Cornell, and when you start flipping wrestling guys from Cornell or Penn State, which we also have in this class, that's a good sign. That's like flipping guys from Michigan and Penn State in football. That's a really good job. Aiden Smith ranked number 34. I think he's got 2 consecutive state titles in there. Notre Dame, Green Pond, 150 wins. Andrew Barbosa is our number 4 recruit. And this is where we start in this incoming class where there's no more state champs, which I found kind of odd. I think if you're going to be elite, you need to be stacked with state champs, sort of like Georgia and Alabama in football with all the 5-star and 4-star recruits. Andrew Barbosa, heartbreaker in his state final, lost 3-2 in the state final. I can't imagine what it would be like for me, struggling with the fact that I lost in the state final by 1 point in a tightly contested match. Nonetheless, he's the number 40th ranked recruit in this class. Mason Gibson at 125. 133, a big commit from Penn State. That's always a big deal. No state champ, 72-10. He was an 8th grade national champ. And he is the number 53 recruit. Alex Nini, 141 pound, the number number 117 recruit out of CBA, three-time regional champ. His state finals look like this. He's a four-time medalist, 8th, 4th, 3rd, 2nd. Just comes up just short. Nonetheless, 117th ranked commit. Ryan Ford out of BC, another four-time medalist. In the States, took 3rd, 7th, 4th, and 4th. The number 183 ranked wrestler in this class. And last but not least, Kurt Wayne out of Donovan Catholic. Sounds familiar, right? Donovan Catholic has been good to us. He was a three-time medalist. 7th, 5th, and 2nd. So I guess if we look at it, we have three guys that were state champs, and we had three guys that finished second in the state. So maybe I'm being a little too hypercritical on the lack of state champions. Nonetheless, I think he's the 206th ranked recruit in the nation. Big Ten wrestling, that's where it's at. We are the most dominant conference, not even close. 4 out of the top 6, maybe 7 or 8 out of the top 10 wrestling programs are Big Ten. New Jersey. Now, we talk about in football how if we can keep our elite players home, we'd be a top 25 team every year. Boy, I have to tell you, we just kind of dominate in wrestling. Yes, you can throw Ohio or Pennsylvania, and yeah, maybe Iowa. But maybe it was 2 years ago? 2 years ago, 3 years ago, whenever it was. 6 matches in the finals had guys from New Jersey. That's incredible. That's how good a wrestling pipeline and program we have here. If our guys stay home and don't go to Cornell, don't go to Penn State, don't go to Ohio State, don't go to Michigan, we could absolutely be a top 5 program every year. Hopefully this year is a year after a couple of years ago was not a great year. Last year, kind of a surprise. We had a couple All-Americans, and we fared pretty well. I think we wound up number 15 in the nation. We'll always take a top 15 ranking in any sport. However, I feel we can do better. Nonetheless, great job by Rutgers football, Rutgers wrestling, and Rutgers basketball. Everybody enjoy your week. Hopefully, we'll get a couple more surprise recruits. Keep saying it every time I sign off. Keep your eyes out on eyes and ears on Twitter, and Mike and Richie from the Night Report. And we will see you the next time.